Assalamu alaikum. As you know that we are discussing the linguistics, the basics of linguistics, and in our previous series I have told you that what is the syntax. What is the syntax? And syntax is basically the study of arrangements of the words and the and when we arrange the words we can make a sentence, and syntax is basically the study of the sentence boundary. Whatever we are doing in the sentence, this study is called the syntax. And if where the question is that what is the inputs of the syntax? The input of the syntax is the words, and if we arrange the words and then we make the sentence, and at the more precise level we can say that we have the word. If we have the syntactic arrangements of the words within the sentence, this is called the syntax. How is it possible, or is it possible that we can make the words? And what is the study of the word internal structure? And this study is called the morphology. And in this series I am going to tell you that what is the morphology. And before moving to our lecture, I want to tell you that if you are new in our channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates about language and linguistics. And the very important thing is that this series is going to be dedicated to the all mother of all the words, and you must pray for first your mother and then my mother. And this series I am going to dedicate my mother. Let's move toward our topic. I am going to tell you that what is the morphology. And first of all, the question is that the inputs of syntax is the words, but what is the internal structure and how we can make the word? This study is called morphology. And first of all, we should know that what is morphology. Morphology is, in a precise term, morphology, we can say that combining structurally morphemes. In simple word, I want to tell you that if we want to make word, we have the morphemes, the units. This is the unit of morphology. And if we go into the unit of syntax, we have the word, the unit that is called word. And in morphology we have the unit of morphology is morpheme. And when we structurally combine the morphemes, this is called the study of morphology. And in English language, I want to tell you that the basic ingredient, the basic unit, the basic item within the morphology is the morpheme. Morpheme is the basic unit within the morphology. And when we combine the morpheme, different types of morphemes, we can make the words. And if we comes to that stage, and at that stage we make the word, and then we will move toward the next level, that is the syntax level. Have you got my point? See the example. We can see the internal structure of the word. In English language we have the word just like book. We can say book, books, book. If we insert s, we can make this plural. And if we say unfriend, we have a two morpheme. And in this word we have a two morpheme. And here the point is that what are the types of morpheme? What is this part of the word and what is this part of the word? We must know. And if you know that, if you remember that, in the previous series I have told you that there are two types of categories. One is the lexical category and second is the grammatical category. And we can say that functional categories and lexical categories. And lexical categories gives the meaning, the semantic content. Just like when we talk about the morphology within the structure within the word, we can say that in morphology we can have the lexical morpheme. See the units, see the types of morpheme, see the types of morpheme. These are the some basic types of morpheme that I want to tell you that what type of morpheme that we have in a morphology. Number one, lexical morphemes. Number two, grammatical morpheme. These are the two types of morpheme. Example of these morpheme is when we say lexical morpheme. Lexical morpheme mean the morpheme that gives you the semantic content, and particularly these morpheme can exist independently. This is the point that you must note, that the lexical morpheme must exist independently, but the grammatical morpheme plays some grammatical role, and these morpheme must take some lexical morpheme to attach the morphology of that particular morpheme. So this type of morpheme cannot even exist independently, and this type of morpheme can exist independently. See the example. When we say books, when we say book, if we omit the word s, this is the morpheme, and this is the also the morpheme. And if we omit s, we can have the meaning book, because book is giving us some distinct meaning. And if we remove in this example friend is giving us a distinct meaning. The point is that these two types of morpheme exist independently, and if we omit book and we don't omit s cannot exist independently. So this is the point, and this data tells us that there are two types of morpheme. One is the lexical morpheme and the second is the grammatical morpheme. These two morpheme plays very important role when we construct the word, and it will tell us that at what point at what morpheme we can attach the other morpheme. This is the very basic video, and when if you think that you want to look the morphology, you must see that the some basics, and the basics tells you that what is the study of morphology. And the morphology in a very simple word is the study of world internal structures. Thank you very much.